All right, guys, I am so excited today because today we have someone who is near and dear to my heart. Crazy results from this. Actually lose weight in 10 days without working out, and actually you get to eat more. Think about this. Lose weight, eat more. Like it doesn't even correlate together. Like it doesn't even make sense. And he has some crazy results from this, and I'm just so excited to bring him on because I just want to share with you guys like how how he increased his presence, he increased his visibility, and the impact that he's making in the lives of others is just amazing. I wanted to introduce you to the amazing Vince Rountree.
What? Now look, now I gotta live up to all of that greatness in that introduction. Oh man, how can I possibly live up to all of that?
Oh my gosh, Vince, I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm happy to be here. I'm on the Carrie Thomas Moore show. Are you kidding me? I'm the lucky one.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. No, like this means the world to me because like when I first met you, it's funny, I met him at FHL and I actually met him at a vegan restaurant. And like he's just like talking about like all these plant-based foods, and I'm just like, this guy, like he knows his stuff. There's a difference between a lot of people who tell you they want you to lose weight and people who actually understand the science of why eating better actually helps you lose weight. Like he was like breaking down the facts. Like he was like, hold on, let me send you a report. Let me really break it down to you. And I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's like, he cares, and he just really wants people to be amazing. He was like, Carrie, if you're really ready to get started, he was like, here's my number, call me. And I was like, I don't know if I was like, I like chicken. I don't know if I'm ready to let it go. But I actually worked with him, and I'm definitely the stepchild who didn't do all the things she was supposed to do, but I actually did lose a lot of weight working with Vince. And I'm trying to get back on track because what he taught me is literally something that can actually like change your life.
Well, I'm happy to do it, and you summed it up well. That you know, one of the things that really drives me, Carrie, is the fact that I like people knowing the truth, because you know, we live in a country where people are squashed between the $1 trillion food industry. All they want to do is make money and have you buy their food, and a $3 trillion healthcare industry that they don't do anything to help you to treat the cause of your issue, which is that $1 trillion food industry. They'll just give you medication, they'll do surgeries, and they'll like fix you up. But like there's gasoline still being poured on the fire. Mm-hmm. And as long as you keep eating foods that's causing the problem, then all the medication in the world, all it's gonna do is like slow down the inevitable. But if we treat the cause, you got gasoline on the fire, let's take the gasoline off, right? If we take the gasoline off and then we dose the fire with water, now we're gonna put it out. And that's what drives me, because you know, the healthcare industry, they're not gonna tell you that. If you got high blood pressure, take these pills. You got high cholesterol, take these pills. You got type 2 diabetes, lower your carbs and take these pills. None of that is treating the cause. None of it. And so I just get like super excited when I can just get somebody who wants to listen to like the facts and the truth. And I'm like, listen, just give me 10 days and I can change your life. I promise you. Give me 10 days, I can change your life. And I do it. And I'm telling you, it's so doable. And the food is amazing. So it ain't like I'm giving you 10 days of eating salads. You know,
no salad eating.
I mean, come on. I mean, we're talking about food that's amazing. So in 10 days, you're eating all the food that you want. It tastes great. You're losing weight. Your blood pressure's dropping. Your cholesterol's dropping. I'm reversing your diabetes. Your risk for heart disease is going away. Your risk for stroke is going away. There's things that kills Americans. Cancer, right? The number one cause of death in this country, heart disease. Mm-hmm. Number one cause of death. We can reverse it with food. There is no medication that can reverse heart disease like food can, because heart disease is a disease of the arteries. It's as the arteries start getting clogged with a process called atherosclerosis. What medication can do, what surgical procedures can do, is if they have one atherosclerotic area that's clogged up, they can put a stent in there and open that one area. That's that one area. What about the other 50 areas you got going on in your body? You're gonna need 50 different stents. Or take the gasoline off the fire. Stop eating what's causing it. What's causing it? Saturated fat from animal foods and processed foods. Take the gasoline off. Now put water on. Where's the water coming from? Green leafy vegetables and fruits and legumes and beans and lentils and split peas and whole grains and food that's grown from the ground. And so if you just take the gasoline off, put the water on, then you heal from the inside out. Then the atherosclerosis, not only you can stop the progression, but you can reverse it and it can go back around to nothing. No medical procedure can do that. And most doctors don't know that. You know the number one cause of death amongst heart doctors? What? Heart disease.
No, that's interesting.
The number one cause of death amongst cardiologists, heart disease. They are literally feeding their families the same thing that's causing heart disease, saturated fat from animal products. And so do you think that they're going to tell you to eat a plant-based diet? No, because they don't know. For the most part, they don't know.
Because they're eating the same thing.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Okay, so my question is, so I know that you've been as a health coach for a long time, but you just made the shift to actually really focus on weight loss. When you made that shift, like, what was this like? What did you do to kind of make sure that like you were visible? Like, how did you make sure that your presence was known?
Well, a couple of things. My Facebook lives are like a big deal. You know, as you can see, and you knew from the first day you met me, I got all this energy and I just love sharing. You know, I have a thirst for knowledge. If one of my biggest faults is I can't stop reading more and more information on how plant-based nutrition can reverse so many chronic diseases. So I've got that in me. So to make my presence known is, and my coaches tell me all the time, you need to be live more because like you're captivating, like people can see you. So that was the first part of it, is going live. The second part of it was you, because you made me look good. I don't know graphics. I don't know how to make stuff look good. All I could do, copy this image, put it out there. Here it is. And you looked at my stuff and said, all right, Vince. So I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. And I'll just send you something and just use this instead. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God. And so here's the thing that like, I didn't have much, I guess I didn't have appreciation for it, but because it's my weakness, I wasn't even really looking for a solution. But especially in the online world where people don't see you, like if you have a store front or something like that, and people can see a store, you're creating this perception based on the store and the stuff that's in the store and how the people are treating you. And it's a physical experience. In the online world, we don't have that physical experience. People are making a decision based on the stuff they see in your funnel or on your website or on your Facebook. And so why not have images that will create the feelings and the thoughts that you want them to create? And I don't have the talent to do that, but you do. Thank God I had dinner with you at that vegan restaurant back in January, February, because you do. And anybody that is considering hiring anybody for work to make their funnels look good, to make the graphics look good, to make them look good as a business, they crazy if they don't hire you. They're good.
Oh my gosh, thank you. No, like that literally means a lot. Like, I definitely would say like working on your project was probably super fun for us because like we were like, oh, we get to like, because we normally deal with like coaches and stuff, like business coaches. So like when we were dealing with you, I was like, oh, this is something completely different. And it was just really cool, especially because we see the impact that it's making. Like when I see you and I just see the way you show up and that presence, I'm just like, oh, this is great. So no, like I thank you so much for believing in me and believing and trusting me with your brand, because that literally meant the world.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I mean, you make my stuff look so good. And I also, the other shout out I'm gonna give you is when we were working on my funnel and my image, you was like, Vince, we gotta take some more pictures. and I am so like non-artistic, you know, people that the left brain and the right brain, like the creative and the science and the logic and all that. I'm the science and the logic and all of that. The creative, I don't have that. Like, I just don't have it. And so, you know, I don't even think in terms of how do you make stuff look the way that people are going to create the perception that you want them to. I know nothing about that. And so when we was putting your stuff together, when you were putting my stuff together and I was showing you all my pictures, you was like, yeah, we need to have another photo shoot. What are you doing next Thursday? Because these pictures, I mean, we need some more pictures. And you were just so right. You was just so right. Like at this point, look, all my brand stuff, I'm just turning it over to you. Whatever you tell me to do in that regard, I'm doing it. Like just straight up, because you just got, I mean, you and your team you're that good.
That really means a lot. Okay, so we know, like, so what you're saying, so what I'm hearing is that really, like, once you start digging into the visuals and you really start doing the lives, that's when things start changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, with your lives, like, do you do, like, is it where you're going live every day? Like, what is your strategy behind, like, how you've been scaling?
Yeah, so, you know, going live a couple times a week is really good. And I'm not ideal. I probably should put more stuff out there that's not like health related as well, you know, and have that mix. Like I know how people have that really good mix of other things going on in their life. Like I love tennis. So like have more tennis stuff, you know, and, you know, I like, you know, kind of going to the gym and staying fit. So, you know, I should have like kind of more of that type of stuff. Just have more like food and reverse heart disease and lower your weight type of stuff as well. But I try to go live at least once or twice a week. And when I'm promoting a big project, then I'll go live like almost every day. Because every now and then I'll hit a live that gets like a lot of shares and a lot of comments and, you know, and when that happens, your reach just expands like crazy. And like, interesting, like I have this one client that I just signed up that came as a referral from one client. And then as I was coaching her, she said, I saw you from another person who said that they hired you and they got these results. And then that gets to be really, really cool, right? Because it's social proof from not just one person. So literally, like you really can't be out too much. You know, you just got to keep providing stuff that people like. And, you know, I probably should go more than what I do. And I definitely need to do more platforms. Like I know I definitely need to do more YouTube because YouTube is different anyway, because YouTube, the numbers always go up. Facebook numbers always go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you put out a good Facebook thing and it'll hit for a while and then it goes down.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes what's really interesting on Facebook is you could do a post today that hits and it's getting like thousands of likes and comments and shares and all of that. And then it'll go down and then it could be like a year or two later, 2 or 3 people make comments on on that post. It pops right back up again, you know, but then it's going down. It's always going down. But YouTube is different because if people start sharing it, it stays there forever. And it's like grows. And so I definitely need to start doing some more YouTube stuff.
So when you set up, so because this whole thing is about like asking like entrepreneurs, like what are the tactics that help them like increase their presence and scale? Like what would you say were like the top 3 things that like an entrepreneur, somebody who might be starting out that can do to help them just like get out there more?
Yeah, so clearly publish. And it's the thing that most people have the greatest fear around. And you can choose your platform on publishing. If you like to write, then blog and do posts. If that's your thing is writing, then blog and do posts and write articles. If you like to write, then write. If you like to talk, then start a podcast, you know. If you're good on video, then YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. So, you know, build on your own talents and strengths.
Yeah. And
then when you find that, then blow it up, you know, and then of course you can, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of is not multi-purpose, but if you make a video from that, you can take the words and make the blog and then
repurpose it. Yeah.
Repurpose. That's the word I'm trying to think of. You can repurpose content from different areas. And so that basically that one video could then be
turned into so many different pieces of content.
Yeah, definitely. And so, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's funny because we always tell our clients like, have like if you do a YouTube, like create a YouTube show, have some type of show where you put the bulk of your content on, and then let that be your content hub. And then from there, like you or your team, or you can hire a team, because I know that's what we do for our clients as well, is we'll go in and then we'll actually repurpose what they have and then we'll make it into something else. So they might have said something really small about how, let's say something for you, how you could say a bag of chips can like a bag of chips versus like potatoes. Like that one thing, you could have said it. We could have then pulled it and created like an image for it, then pulled it and made a quote card for it, then pulled it and did like an animation. So there's so many things that you could have did just from you pulling that one piece. So you definitely want to make sure that whenever you have a show, I always tell anybody, have some type of show that you're putting your stuff on, and then from there be able to repurpose it any type of ways, because that will take the pressure off of content creation.
Yep. Well, that's an area, that's an opportunity area for me right there for sure.
And you have a show, like you have like your I would say like your Facebook Lives are your shows, like, because you're able to provide a lot of content. You're on there about 20-30 minutes and you're providing content, and you're doing it 1 to 2 times a week. So if you think about it, let's say somebody does a podcast, they're doing their podcast 1 to 2 times a week for 30 to 40 minutes. So you have a show. You just need to now use that piece and say, hey, somebody, can you help me with these aspects? And then you'll have all your content to spread across. And then what we say with our clients is we want to make sure, and I tell everybody, is you want to make sure that you're not always just an expert, you're a resource. So what you said about tennis and your tennis and your gym, that's that resource information that people will be like, oh man, I didn't think about that for tennis. I didn't think about that for that. And it creates this really cool way of people starting to circle around who you are and be able to say, oh, not only is he a coach, he also understands how to work out. He also is really cool on tennis. I like this guy. I want to trust him.
That's good. That's good.
Because I got to know you first. Like, because like, I'm not going to lie, like that face you give us sometimes, like I'd be like, oh no, he's scary. He's a little scary.
That menacing look.
You know, so it's like, that, like, I would say definitely like you think about ways for you to just like, because I think what you put out is great, but I think what you said is so true about just creating that central of like different types of content that you can put out to show people the different facets of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my last question, which I'm super excited about, is what has presence done for you? Like, what, when you decide to stand up and say, hey, this is my rally cry, this is my flag, I'm going to show up and be present in this for this mission. What has that done for you in your life and in your business?
For me, it is the business. It is the business, because when people decide to take their credit card out, which people are more and more reluctant to do that for somebody on the internet that that they don't really know anymore, you know. There's like so many scams, you know, that people are reluctant, like, you know, I don't know about this, I don't know. And so your presence and what you do to interface with people is your business. Like your presence, it is your business, because that's what people are using to base their decision on of if they want to spend money with you. So if you don't have the presence that you want, if you're not going to the marketplace in a way that your ideal client can't identify with, which that is your presence, then you don't have a business. Like you have got to show up in a way that your ideal client says, I like that. There's something about I like that. And that requires being true to yourself, because if you're not true to yourself, people read right through it like that. Mm-hmm. You know, but when they see how authentic you are in whatever it is that you're doing, and everything about you going to the marketplace is congruent with that authenticity, that relates, because people got that BS meter that's always there. As soon as that one thing pop up, they're like, oh, on to the next thing, right? Because people distracted anyway. So,
oh my God, like, oh man, it's so funny that you said that. So last night I was going through my Facebook and there was a video I did. And it's crazy. It seems like so long ago, like last year, like around this time last year. And literally I'm on the video and I'm like this. I was like, yeah, so, you know, you should sign up to work with me. I've been doing this for a couple years. And I was like, I would not trust this person. I would not trust her at all.
And you know what? So based on that, you're so right. People can see right through that. So based on that, like what I recommend anybody who's getting started is get some results for somebody. And even if you do it for free, do free work like a lot and get somebody some results. You're going to need that for two reasons. Number one, you're going to need it because you need some testimonials. But number two, you need it for your own inner belief in yourself. Like the more you get results for people, then the more you can look your future client in the eye and say, this is what I can do for you. I did it with Tom. I did it with Jim. I did it with Larry. I did it with Penny. I know I can help you. I just did it, right? And like, I'm not saying that you're gonna come across that strong, but you got that belief in your heart. Mm-hmm. So if you just starting out and your calendar is not full and you don't got like, you know, you're not like super busy and you got time, look, find somebody that you believe in and work for free. And you can tell them, hey, listen, man, I'm willing to do this for you. If you like my services, please, I would love for you to be a testimonial, but I just need to serve somebody, and just find people that you can do that for. Mm-hmm. And so it'll build up your confidence and it'll build up your testimonials. Now you can go to the market with like assuredness, because there's nothing beats results. Like if your whole strategy is to just BS somebody, it ain't gonna be a long-lived business. Like you ain't gonna make it. So if you're not BS, then you're the real deal. If you're the real deal, then you can get results. And if you can get results, then you got to get results first. And if you got to do that without charging the thing, then don't be afraid of doing that. Don't be afraid of doing it. I'll still occasionally, if the right situation presents itself, I will still like, I don't do a whole lot of it, but I'll still do it today. Like if the right person like needs help and they reach out to me, I'm like, listen, if I gotta like look through their eyes and look to their soul and really know that they really serious, I'm like, all right, I'll coach you for free. You still got to do that. And then like some of my best fans is people that I coach for free, because you get results for somebody that they didn't pay and their life is better. Oh my God. They're like, hey, listen, this guy moves mountains. I mean, you have raging fans forever. And what business can't benefit from raging fans? Every business needs raging fans.
Yeah. If you have one raging fan will change your, like, if you have, like, for me, I know I was very lucky. Like I would say I have about 10 really raving fans. Vince, luckily you're one of them, and I love it because like I won't even expect somebody like for you to like shout me out. You're like, Carrie. I was like, oh yay. But no, like it's so true. Like if you're starting in your business, that's what I did. Like, and I noticed when I got that confidence, my videos changed. Like I was like, oh, I can help you. Like
exactly.
I can help you. Like, just trust me. And I remember our first client, like our first big client was, we got him, I would say late November last year. So we've really been going like hard, like only like a year. And we got him last year. And when I say like, I put so much effort into him to the point that like, even though he works with me now, he is so spoiled because like I was at his house for like 9-10 hours a day, like at least 3 times a week. I was like, we are going to be successful. You are going to get this results. You will get everything. Like I was like so laser focused on him to the point where now he's like, oh, you busy? Oh, you busy? You too busy for me now? And I'm like, I can't. Like I would go to his house, like, because I was still working a full-time job. So I would go to his house about 6 o'clock. I would maybe leave his house at like 1, like in the morning. And I was like, the results he has is amazing. So like when he does testimonials, he's like, no, Carrie can help you. Like she can help you because she did it for me. And like, I had nothing. Like we got him on ClickFunnels. We created a funnel for him. He's made over $60,000. He's selling like a $97 product. He ran no ads.
That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful.
And I was literally there every day, like, what you need?
Right.
How can we be successful?
Yeah, that's powerful. And that's exactly what people who, if they don't have, like, if you're kind of getting started or whatever, or even you've been doing it for a while, but you don't have like a grand slam testimonial, then either do it for free or very low money or whatever, but don't let money get in your way. I mean, if you can charge something for it, fine. If not, that's really not important. What is worth to have social proof in today's marketplace is
you gotta have social proof. You have to show people that you mean business and that you really want to make an impact. So like for me, like we only help clients who want to make an impact. Like if we suss out that they're here for the money, like we don't want to work with you because then we know that you're not going to be showing up the right way. We know you're going to be doing the BS conversations and the BS sales. When you're a true impact entrepreneur, you're going to be like, hey, I help all these people. I want to help you.
Exactly. That's why we work together.
I know. I say that. Oh my gosh, Vince, thank you so much for being a part of the Boston Branded podcast. Literally, I'm so appreciative of you. Thank you for being our first guest. Like it literally means the world to me. Like you just don't understand. Like this is like something that has been in the works that I've been trying to put together. And I was like, I sent it out and I was like, when I saw Vince was the first person, I was like, okay, I can do it. I feel a little more comfortable. I feel like I can do it.
Yeah, well, it's all good. I consider it an honor that I'm your first guest. So thank you for selecting me as your first guest. And you know, I would literally do anything I could to help your business because you have just made my product look so good. You know, people go through the challenge and just the stuff that they see is all like highly done good stuff. And that has an impact on how people think and feel. Like they're saying that people make decisions based on emotion and then they justify it with the facts, right? If you think of the last car you bought, you know, you look at the cars for a little while and you're like, I love this car. It does so-and-so. I love this car. And then you're like, yeah, and it's got this many horsepower. Yeah, and it's got that. That ain't really why you buying it. You buying it because you love it. If you think of the last apartment that you got, think of the last house that you bought. It's like, did you see the kitchen? Oh my God, look at this bathroom. Like emotional, that's why you make the decision. And then you'll justify it with
the logic.
The logic. I'll justify it with, but it's this many square feet and it's got this many. That ain't why you doing it.
No. It's so funny that you said car. It's so funny that you said car. So when I got my, I got into car accident, so I had a Beetle, and that was my favorite car ever. So I had to get another car, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me a Fiat because I was so excited. Like I was like, I'm getting me a new Fiat. I'm like, I'm looking at it, and then my mom and dad were there, and they were like, it's too small, and I was like, they were like that logic, and they were just like, it's too small, it's not safe, and I'm like, okay, let me get a 4-door because that's what normal people do. But I was so like, Fiat, here I am. Yeah. And I was like, no, like, and I'm trying to make up all these reasons why it's necessary. I was like, gas mileage. I don't really carry a lot of stuff. I don't have kids, so I don't really need like a 4-door, like for real.
Right. So what did you get?
I got a 4-door. They were like, Carrie, you have stuff, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll be regular. But my next car is a Tesla because I want to help the universe. That's what I'm saying. That's my. I'm going to help the world.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Even though it's because it's just a cool car, but that's the true reason.
Right. It's that emotion.
But the logic for everybody else is I want to make an impact on the world through green energy.
And so that's why I'm coming back to what you do. Because when people see good looking stuff, that appeals to their emotion. And then they'll feel like, oh, okay. Now you're more open to hearing the rest of the story. So people make decisions based on emotion and they justify it with logic. And you do a phenomenal job of making stuff look good so that people feel good about it. My last funnel, people was like, Dad, this phone look good. Oh my God. Go see Karen. Go see, like, don't look, go see Karen. Like, and I know how to do the stuff on funnels. Like I know how to change this and take this here and create this section and put this background and do this, how many column rows and add the elements. Like I can do that. I can build it, but it ain't gonna look good.
You'll be like box, picture, box, picture.
Exactly. It's not gonna look good. And the way it looks gives people a certain emotion. And when you have that certain emotion, it affects their decision making. So
it does.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Vince. Like, no, like this, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you. Like, no, like you're amazing. Like I'm very, very, very lucky to have you. And thank you everybody who is watching the Boston Branded podcast. I will see you guys next week. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week.